Hey Clear Lake peeps, Ross England here, Clear Lake Guide Service. Kind of trying to get back in the saddle with our Clear Lake report for 1/12/2023. I haven't been out on the water. I haven't been out for a month, so I can't really talk to what I actually see on the water or what the water temperature is or all that. At some point here in the video, I'll comment a little bit about, excuse me, I'll comment a little bit about watercolor that we saw. But what I decided to do, because it was a sunny day, we finally got a break in the weather. Debbie and I drove around the lake and just thought, well, let's just go check out the launch ramps and see what's going on. And I didn't check Fifth Street in Lakeport or Clear Lake Oaks, because obviously they've been working basically all summer long. When everything else was closed, those two are still open. So with the amount of, I checked the main ones that everybody uses, the public access ramps, and with the water level that it is today, obviously these launch ramps are going to be up and functional unless something drastic happens to one of them. They're going to be up and functional probably into sometime this summer. We don't know how much more water we're going to get. Who can guess? But at this point in time, the launch ramps that we visited today and we talked about being open are going to be open from this point probably until sometime early this summer, midsummer, depending on how much water we get. Right now, I reported how much, what the lake level is, and the reality is, with the rain that we've got coming the next couple of days, the lake's been coming up almost a half a foot a day. So, if we get two more of these atmospheric river events, very easily we could add another 1.5 to 2 feet over what we've got right now. And if that's the case, then that means probably all these ramps are going to be good all the way through this summer. So I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but anyway, here's the intro, and then coming up next, the ramps that we visited. So thanks. I guess this kind of answers the question as far as the county park is concerned. We got a handful of trucks and trailers here.
There's Pat. Hey. And what's the other guy's name she works for? I met him the other day.
Well, I tell you what, it's amazing. As soon as the launch ramp opens, there's people here. I don't know where they come from. Actually, there's an ABA tournament here Saturday that's going out of Lakeport, ABA team tournament. So I'm sure as soon as people could figure out that they could get out, they've done it. So here's the launch ramp at County Park. Since the lake has come up, it's actually this week it's averaged about a half a foot per day. So it started in the middle of last month down about 2.5 feet, and as of right now it's to the plus side 2 feet. So it's come up 4.5 feet in about 3 weeks. Really good start. The creeks are still running well. So the reality is, more than likely, I'm projecting that we're probably going to get up to 4.5, 5 feet maybe, if things keep going the way they're going. We've got more rain that's scheduled to come in through the weekend. So there's number one. I know this isn't the greatest view, but this is Rodman Slough. It's about as far in as I could get. As you can see, right there in about the center of my screen, there's a little bit of opening in the vegetation. And then again, another little opening, but for the most part, I'm gonna say I don't know if you can get in here or not, but at least it's headed in the right direction. Okay, this is Lucerne Harbor, and it is still closed. You know, and unfortunately, excuse me, I don't know what level it was when they closed it. So it could be really close. You know, there's open water to get through and get out, so that's one big deal. It might have to come up another foot, I don't know. The one thing with any of these ramps that I look at or show you today, I don't know what the official word is on when they're closed or when they're open. Obviously this one, pretty official when it's barricaded off. Okay, here we are at Redbud, and apparently somebody launched here. I'm not going to say that's a bass boat, but somebody launched. And as you look around, I don't see any signs or banners up indicating that anything is closed. I do know one person who launched their, I believe they got a 20-foot bass boat that they launched early in the week, and it didn't indicate that they had any problems. So you know, that's the one funny thing about this area up here. They won't tell you when they close it, and they won't tell you when they open it. You just show up one day and there's barricades. No announcement. So, good for Jimmy. He's gonna launch it again. All right, our next to the last stop today. We're at Bratos. And it is open. You know, this launch ramp is always a little bit squirrely to use, but there's actually quite a few locals or you know, people who visit people in Buckingham, and they use it. So it is open and being used. Here's the main proprietor, Tony. Tony, what's happening?
I want the exclusive rights on this film.
Yeah. Okay, and our last stop of our tour around the lake today, Clear Lake State Park. And you know what? Timing is everything. Today, I realized a little bit ago that I didn't do this. You can tell I'm just not 100%, and bear with me. I mean, it's not like... Oh boy, hang on. Today is January 12th. Yesterday, January 11th, the state park opened the launch ramp. So the state park is open as of yesterday. So I know I've got a number of you who have asked questions about if it's going to open this spring, and you know, there was no way for anybody to know. So, and I can't tell you what condition it is, but it looks pretty good right now. There's no baldy flying over the car. So, anyway, no fishing report, no water report, other than the fact that in driving around the lake where we could see water, obviously, from Rodman all the way down halfway through Lucerne, it's very stained and muddy. Goes quite a ways out into the lake. Coming down Lake Shore, the bottom end of Lucerne, and all the way down to Clear Lake Oaks. It actually looked pretty good. And then once we got back over here and kind of came around through Soda Bay and whatnot, we could see the plume of mud coming out through Kelsey Creek, which comes out and kind of works its way down towards Shag Rock. So that's about all the conditions that I can give you. So I hope this is useful to you. With any luck, if I feel good and the weather's decent, I'll be able to get out actually on the water that next week, and I'll also try to see what happens with ABA this Saturday. So we'll talk to you later, peeps.